Welcome back to Great Day Washington.
It's said often, but it's true. There's nothing like a mother's love.
Well, I know that's right. As a mother, I can attest to that. And our next guest has been ignited by his mother's love all the way to the Special Olympics in Maryland. He's also co-authored a book, No Limits, No Boundaries, about his journey with an intellectual disability. Please welcome Julian English and his mother, Natasha, to Great Day Washington.
Okay, Julian, here we go, buddy. Man, I'm so glad to see you. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Mom, tell us, who is this guy?
All right, start, my dear.
Okay, I'm 12 years old.
You play tennis?
I play tennis for Special Olympics, tennis, track, cycling, basketball. I'm going to start skiing.
Oh, my gracious.
Okay.
That's what you call an All-American. So you're involved in all types of sports. So you really enjoy sports.
We like sports. So he was born at 1 pound 15 ounces. He was 15 weeks early. So with that, he had some brain damage and some intellectual and medical issues. So we have taken this no limits, no boundaries kind of approach to look at how people learn differently. So we've just made it his journey to try to figure out what the ABCs are, or try to help us figure out what associates with the A's, B's, and C's.
Now, this is so great because I'm sure as a mother, you have a 1 pound baby. I know doctors want babies to be at least 6 or 7 pounds. It must have been devastating, but something inside of you said, this is just the beginning, and I'm going to make sure I can do all I can to have a healthy and strong baby boy.
Yeah.
And healthy or not healthy, I just want him to be the best he can be. And I want him to, he learns differently, and we know that. So I'm trying to find ways for him to be a meaningful, fantastic person in society. And it may not be the way we see learning, it just may have to be something different, and it is. And
so
again,
how did you get involved with the Special Olympics? So at what age do you say, I'm going to make my son a Special Olympian?
Well, honestly, I had no clue. So I'm on a board, and somebody invited us to be volunteers. So I volunteer, and I bring my kids, and I look over, and I was like, oh my gosh, they look like Julian. I'm going to involve him. So at that point, I was like, Julian, don't volunteer. Just go play with the other athletes. And it started maybe 3 years ago. But I honestly had no clue.
And then you decided to take it another step where you would invite other parents and other people to get involved. So talk about that, because that's very inspiring.
Well, so the book for me is a conversation starter. So and it's not necessarily the Special Olympian or the intellectual disabled, person. It's for everyone. We all learn differently. Yeah. So we need to understand that and kind of find our way for our person to learn.
You wanted to share that. I mean, you wanted to share that.
That's all I want to share. That is the purpose of this, and the purpose, I guess that's Julian's purpose here, is to let people know it's okay to be different. Yeah. And let's find that way, and let's kind of work through that and do it. So we have been fortunate enough to kind of travel around the world. We don't have to do that. You can go in Washington, D.C., and we can find something that's an A, we can find a Z, we can find a B. It doesn't matter. You can go to the zoo, you can go to the grocery store.
But I mean, you're knocking out a lot of these misconceptions concerning people with mental disabilities and so forth. But I mean, that's real. You're taking the proactive. Yes, it's a blessing to your family, but you're doing a big deal here, and I really appreciate that. So talk about the world, how you've traveled, or how you've tried to plant these seeds, for lack of a better word.
So we find different places to travel. We look for low-cost air, low-cost anything, and when we decide where we're going, we study one thing. I make him study something when we get there. So he needs to study it, and he needs to bring it back to his class, and he needs to talk about it. So that's what we do, and I found it very interesting. I've never really paid attention to I paid attention to what he's learning, but I think it was so powerful this year at a school. His social study teachers called, and she said, look, we're having this banter back and forth, and I don't understand, has he been to all these places? And I said, well, give me a list of. She's like, well, he talks about Germany, he talks about India, he talks about, I was like, wow. He's been to most of them, and yeah, these are his experiences that he's had, that he's able to have these conversations. So whether he learns or not, he's able to actually communicate in class and talk to his classmates and give them other information that they may not have.
I want to hear from Julian. What's your favorite place you've been to?
Ooh, that's hard. How many?
Where's that?
How many, he said.
How many? Where's that?
How many, he
How
said.
many? Just one. I was just thinking of telling Washington just one of your favorite places. Maybe we can aspire to go someday.
Hawaii.
Hawaii, yes. Yes.
Well, let's do this.
I do hope
Tell
to go
folks
there
how they
one
can get
day.
in touch with you and get some of that good information.
So you can find the information on the book at nolimitsnoboundaries.net, and on Facebook, we're Facebook at No Limits No Bound, and then on Twitter it's No Limits Bound.
All right. Well, thank
Check
you
it
so
out.
much.
Thank you
Thank
so
y'all so
much.
much
Good
for
luck to
coming.
you, Julian.
Thank you.